I am in Pakistan to visit one of the bravest people I know, Sajid Christopher Paul. Risking his own life, Sajid works to help blasphemy victims and others who are persecuted for their faith.
I'm Sajid Christopher and I'm president of Human Friends Organization, HFO, who promotes religious freedom and tolerance, coexistence, pluralism in Pakistan, and I'm also convener of National Minority Rights Network.
Sajid Christopher Paul and his colleagues in Human Friends Organization have devoted their lives to this risky work.
HFO supports the persecuted Christians and other religious minorities whose rights are violated, and our goal is to promote equal rights for all citizens in Pakistan.
Several people who have worked to change Pakistan's blasphemy laws have been killed. Sajid and his colleagues have received threats and do what they can to protect themselves. But the job is still dangerous.
Ji, Emmanuel, I'm not scared of the threats because as a human rights activist, it's my passion, and for my passion I don't care for anything, and I want to sacrifice anything that to promote human rights.
HFO's office is located in Johannabad, the largest Christian district in Lahore.
This is Johannabad's main entrance. Johannabad is a part of Lahore district, Lahore city, and Johannabad is the largest Christian populated area in Pakistan. More than 150,000 Christian people live in Johannabad, and here we are at the entrance of Johannabad.
In 2015, 2 churches in Johannabad were attacked by terrorists. 22 were killed and 80 injured.
When the churches were attacked in Johannabad, that was very shocking and very terrible for me, because Johannabad is my hometown. From the very first year of my life, we lived in Johannabad, and I love my area and love my people. Me and my colleagues at HFO, we worked day and night to support the persecuted and victimized Christians of these Johannabad churches attack.
The following year, Christians were attacked again, this time when they celebrated Easter in a park.
Everywhere we could see blood and dead bodies and injured people and body parts of people. So it was very terrible and very shocking.
72 people died, and 29 of them were children. Thousands of families have received help from HFO after they were hit by terror or other abuse. Many have received help to start a new livelihood.
Here, the rickshaws you see, it's like the taxis in Pakistan. It's called auto rickshaw, and these rickshaws were given to the victims of the church's blast and the victims for the Easter Day blast in the park last year also. So now these people, they are running these rickshaws and they are earning, and it's a self-reliance for them, and they are coming back towards a normal life. He is Sarfraz Masih and his wife and children here, and Sarfraz lost his 10-year son. His name was Abhishek, and they were at Christ Church, Johannabad, when there was a bomb blast in the church, and his son, he was killed there. But they say that with the martyrdom of their son, they have become more stronger in their faith. ਸਰਫਰਾਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੀ आपकी क्या फीलिंग्स हैं, क्या एहसासात हैं, उसके बारे में आप बात करना चाहेंगे?
ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਆਇਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਬਲਾਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਰਸਤੇ 'ਚ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਰੋਡ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਸ਼ ਦੇਖੀ, ਬੋਡੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ
ਬਹੁਤ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੈ।
ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਘੰਟਾ ਕੋਈ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਦੋ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਹੀਆਂ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਡੈਡ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਦੇ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ
ਡੈਡੀ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਬੁਲਾਉਂਦਾ था, ਡੈਡ ਔਰ ਮਾਮਾ ਬਸ। ਬਹੁਤ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੇਟਾ। 2 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ।
ਉਹਦੀ ਬਰਸੀ ਹੈ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਬਰਸੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ
It's
15 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ।
it's very sad. The both grieved parents, they cannot forget the loss of their son.
ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਤੇ ਭੁੱਲਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੇਟਾ। ਹਰ ਵਕਤ ਯਾਦ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ। ਔਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੇਖਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੌਰਨ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਯਾਦ ਆਉਂਦਾ। ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਵੇਖਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੇ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਅਭਿਸ਼ੇਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ। मेरा बेटा मिस कर रही है ना।
जी हमारे लिए तो आपने बहुत कुछ किया है, हमें जो राशन भी दिया, उसके बाद आपने ये हमारे लिए एक रोज़ी रोटी का सिलसिला कार चला दिया, तो हम आपके भी बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं कि आपने हमारे साथ बहुत ज़्यादा ताउन किया है।
When I see that if we have given relief to a victim, to a persecuted, and I see his satisfaction and thanks and peace in his eye, in his or her eyes and face expressions, so it gives me a lot of satisfaction.
हाँ जी, और क्या हाल, ठीक हो?
हाँ जी सर, ठीक ठाक।
They are the security volunteers, Christian volunteers of St. John Catholic Church, Johannabad. And these both, they were the security volunteers, and when the suicidal bomber, they had attacked on the church, they defended the church, and while doing that, his whole body was also burnt, and secondly, he got 2 bullets also in his body, and his whole arms and body, he was also burnt very badly and got bullets, so they both.
इससे काफ़ी बेहतर हैं और फिर हम भी दोनों भाई
खिदमत में फिर चलेंगे
वापस दोबारा।
बेलौस हम वैसी खिदमत कर रहे हैं और खिदमत करते रहेंगे जब तक ज़िंदगी हमारी है, और खुदा का शुक्र है कि हमें ज़िंदगी दी है खुदा ने। और छोटा बेटा है मेरा, बेटी एक मेरी, और तो मैंने जैसे मेरी जान भी जाएगी तो चर्च में जाएगी, वैसे हम खुदा के नाम।
ओके जी, गुड बाय, थैंक यू, बहुत शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू।
ओके।
The most challenging part of my work is the extremism and terrorism, and this is very dangerous and challenging situation in our country, because there is nowadays even there is a very active terrorism wave, and a persecution of religious minorities and especially Christians. It's very active, and it's very challenging to work in this very dangerous situation.
It is Sunday morning, and Sajid and his colleague Tanbir are on their way to church.
These all shops will remain closed until the time of the services in the churches in Johannabad, because when there was a blast that time, those terrorists, they were sitting in the shops, so they were waiting in the shops. Even in the morning time they are closed. Here they cannot take these motorbikes close by to the church until the services are there. People have to stop their motorbikes here, and first they are checked on the first barrier, and then they go to the main gate of the church. They can walk, they cannot take the bikes or cars close to the church. This is the first barrier before church. here we can see that a local police from Nishtar police station and the local security guards, volunteers, they are here to protect the church to avoid any terror attack by the terrorists and extremists. And here on the roofs also they are protecting the church here.
मैं आज इतवार ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਔਰ ਖੁਦਾਵੰਦ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਖਿਦਮਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਚਰਚ ਦੀ ਆਸ
The volunteer security guard Atash sacrificed his life when a suicide bomber attacked the church on March 15, 2015. This probably saved the lives of the 3,000 churchgoers who attended the Mass this Sunday. They do not let this scare them away from church.
So here we see that these are ladies security volunteers. They are also Christian ladies, but they do screening and checking of women and children here, and then they can go in the church, because we want to avoid any risk of terror or any activity like that.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Father Francis Gulsar will lead the worship service today, as he did the day the terrorists attacked.
We were at the time of offertory, so we were just celebrating Mass and all, and then it happened, and then all people just, it was all panic situation at that time. We were not expecting, and then we had other ways from the different gates. We have just sent out the people so that they may calm the situation and all.
But I see people are still coming to church.
Yes, more are coming now. They just thank to God in that sense. They are not having that fear inside, but the community has grown. And the first Mass I celebrate 7:30 morning time. Normally 2,000 to 3,000 people inside my church, and always 200 or 300 people sit outside the church celebrating Mass. And now we are going to have a second Mass at nearly 10 o'clock. We start the second Mass, and you will see that it will also pack like anything, like they're coming. Thank God they are strong in faith, and they don't have that fear that we will die in church over here, but we don't live with the fear. Suffering is the part of our Christian life, and then from the beginning of Christianity we have suffered. We had experienced the suffering for faith, and then all the saints, they have given the example or the testimony for Christ, for their faith. Now we don't have to be afraid for anything. We have to just bring the peace of Christ to all. We have to share the joy we are experiencing in this life. As the Pope John Paul II said, that we have only this earth as a planet, so we have to live together, and we have to spread the message of joy and peace to all, and then wherever the people are in suffering, we have to support them.
The persecution have not any negative impact on faith, because I have experienced that the faith of Christians have even been more stronger. I have experienced that when there were two churches were attacked, or the Easter Day blast, or All Saints Church, or the couple was burnt alive at the Brick Lane, I have witnessed that, and I have seen that Christian people, they are stronger in their faith, and they are not afraid of the persecution, and they love Jesus, and they love more and more their Christian faith. I think the terror activities against Christians in like churches attack and Easter Day Park attack, these are because of the space for the religious minorities is shrinking, and the extremism and radicalism is growing very much, and persecution of Christians is very active in the country. That's why these attacks are taking place against Christians. In general, Christians are considered like very low class and people with dirty jobs, and so Christians are considered very poor, very vulnerable, and they are not considered like equal citizens, are treated as second class or even third class citizens. So a lot of bias and discrimination is against Christians in the society.
जी पयश नंबर साहब क्या हाल है
ठीक ठाक तुझे सुनाओ
बिल्कुल ठीक और पाश सेट हो ठीक ठाक ये ना all local Christians who are doing the securities because this is also a church, Bethania church, so they are doing volunteers and they don't take any money, they don't take any salary, they are just doing because of their commitment, because of their passion, and so they are securing the churches only. और मासी फंक्शन सेट में सारे
फर्स्ट क्लास
I have a calling that I need to support the persecuted, because in the Bible I have learned that blessed are those who are persecuted, and I am standing together with the persecuted, and I will work for their equal rights. My faith is a big strength for me. Because of my faith I get inspiration and courage and wisdom that I need to save people. When I see those people who are in trouble and they are helpless and they are having no one to stand with them, so it motivates me that I should be the one who should come forward and should stand with them, that they are not left alone.
Sajid is a US citizen, and he could have had a comfortable life in the United States if he wanted it. His wife and his children live there.
I think that one of the biggest challenges that I live far from my family. I have two daughters, Renee, Pansy, and my wife, so I live far from them, and it's a big sacrifice and challenge, and it's a big sacrifice from my family also.
And miss them when I'm not here with them, but they are a big help and they support me a lot.
Tell Tia what you told your teacher. What does your dad do?
My dad helps the people in Pakistan who are being persecuted because of the people who are doing the bomb blasts.
You must be very proud of him that he's doing that.
Yeah, but sometimes I just don't want him to get hurt.
My beloved daughters.
I'm very grateful to them that they support me and they understand about my cause, my passion.
An important part of Sajid's work is to help people who have been accused of blasphemy.
The blasphemy laws are misused as a source of persecution against Christians, and there are many Christians who are behind the bars without doing anything wrong. They didn't do any blasphemy, and their life is ruined, their families became displaced, and it's a tragedy for them.
The most known blasphemy victim is Asia Bibi. In November 2010, Asia was the first Pakistani woman to be sentenced to death for blasphemy. That is, to offend Islam or the Prophet Muhammad. Asia claims that the blasphemy accusations are an attempt of revenge and that she is innocent. Now she has been in prison for more than 8 years.
This is the school where Asia Bibi's two daughters, they are getting their education. So now we are going to see those beautiful girls and we will talk to them. Ji, good morning. क्या हाल है बच्चों? How are you? Great. Please be seated.
Asia's oldest daughter Isham is 18 years old. Still, she is only in the 6th grade at school. She has lost many years of schooling because the family had to live in hiding. Now, a principal, who the family knows, has taken the chance to let the daughters attend his school. It has given Isham new hope of achieving her big dream.
और मैं दूसरे लोगों का और अपनी मम्मा का मसला कैसे हैंडल कर
Asia Bibi's youngest daughter is handicapped and has difficulty speaking. She receives special assistance at school.
We accommodate Isha in this class because she was unable to write anything. But we give the opportunity among the other students to learn something and write something. And she is now, by the grace of God, learn and write and able to understand everything.
The entire family of Asia Bibi was hiding in a small room at this school when she was sentenced to death in 2010.
This was the place where we accommodated the family of the Asia Bibi 1 year when they were threatened. And now, by the grace of God, they are separately. We hired one house for them because we need the place for the younger kids.
Isham was only 9 years old when her mother was accused of blasphemy. Still, she remembers all too well when the mob attacked.
उधर गए, उधर से उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा उनके साथ जुल्म किया, उसको मारा, उसके कपड़े वगैरह फाड़ दिए और मसलन तब देखने वाला नहीं था कि बहुत उनके साथ बुरा। मैं अपनी मम्मा के साथ साथ थी और मसलन उनका हाथ नहीं थी छोड़ी। और जब मसलन हम लोगों ने पानी मांगा, उन्होंने पानी दिया, बहुत जुल्म किया, उसको बहुत ज़्यादा मारा, उसके कपड़े भी फाड़ दिए। और थोड़ी देर बाद मेरी मामा मुझे कहती, पुलिस आ गई और मेरी मामा मुझे कहती कि अपने पापा को लेके आ। मैं अपने पापा को लेने गई, मैं देखा मेरी मामा वहाँ पे थी नहीं।
After that, an 8-year-long nightmare began, where Isham and the family only were allowed to visit her mother in prison for half an hour each month.
और जब हम खुद उनसे मिलने जाते हैं, तब जब हम उनसे मिलते हैं हमें अच्छा भी लगता है और हम बहुत परेशान भी होते हैं, पर लेकिन हम जब जाते हैं हम उनको परेशानी नहीं दे के आते। हम उनको यही कहते हैं कि हम आपके लिए दुआ करेंगे कि खुदा आपको जल्दी से भाई ले।
The school principal has supported the family through thick and thin.
Mr. Ashik and me, we always travel together, and we always threaten, and we are ready to get anything from the Islamic organization. We are not afraid because this is my mission, the mission of the Renaissance Education Foundation. She should be free and she should be out of the jail. I am talking about the Asia Bibi. This is my mission.
And last time when there was hearing on October 13, we all were there at Supreme Court, and the Red Mosque people, they had issued warnings in the newspapers that anyone supporting her would be considered as blasphemers, and it was very much threatening situation in Islamabad that day.
ये पहले भी उन्होंने कहा है कि ये जो नहीं छोड़ जाएगी तो पाकिस्तान से जिंदा असी नहीं छड़ांगे, अदालत छोड़ देगी असी नहीं छोड़ांगे, लेकिन ये है कि वो जिंदा नहीं रह सकेगी। बराए मेहरबानी साड़ी ते ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो जब रिहा होए तो वो।
Due to pressure from Muslim extremists, the hearings in the Supreme Court have been postponed time after time. Asia still does not know when her case will be heard.
और ये है कि अपने दीन अपने मजहब के पक्की आ नहीं तो हम कि जिन्नियां को अपना हुई आ कि तुम मुस्लिम हो जाए, ये जल्दी बात कर देंगे। उन्हें कहा कि नहीं मैं यसू के नाम से मरना तो यसू के नाम से जीना। देखो जी कि असी तो चाहते हैं कि जोड़े भरा भैन भरा साढ़े लिए दुआ कर रहे हैं, असं उन्होंने शुक्रिया अदा करने पहले कि वो जो भी साड़ी मदद कर रहे हैं या खुदा से कह रहे हैं कि जल्द तो जल्द वो आसिया बीबी को रिहा करो।
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming.
And we stay in touch.
One way HFO tries to help Asia Bibi and other persecuted is through advocacy work nationally and internationally. They organize peaceful demonstrations and send reports to the media and to the international community.
advocacy is very important to protect the rights of these persecuted.
Another method HFO uses to prevent extremism and persecution is to organize religious dialogue and education on freedom of religion or belief. Now, Sajid will bring me to an imam who has played an important role in the dialogue work of HFO. He is the head of a major Quran school and is a distinguished Muslim theologian in Lahore. I want to find out what he thinks about blasphemy and Pakistan's blasphemy law.
This is a Muslim neighborhood.
Yeah, this is all Muslim neighborhood. Christine, can you put your scarf on your head and like this?
Oh, over my head as well?
Yeah, I think it will be nice.
Alisa.
Like this. Yes, it's nice.
I feel like an old lady. Should we take off our shoes?
Yeah. Please have a seat. अस्सलाम वालेकुम हाजी साहब क्या हाल है
जनाब खैरियत है
आप सुनाएं कैसे हैं
खैरियत है अस्सलाम वालेकुम क्या हाल खैरियत
प्लीज कम ये हमारे मेहमान हैं नॉर्वे से
माशाल्लाह और क्या अच्छा है बहुत सारे और मदरसों को विजिट करना चाहिए
जी जी बिल्कुल
मसलन आप कहेंगे तो हम खुद उसको उनको जामी नीमिया है मिनाजुल कुरान है जहाँ कहें अच्छा है हम टाइम लेके दे दें विजिट करना चाहिए
He is saying that it's very good that you are visiting a madrasa, that you will learn more about madrasas and Islam.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I have some questions. Would you mind if I ask some
कह रहे कि अगर आप बुरा ना मनाए तो मैं अपने सीखने के लिए कुछ पूछना चाहती हूँ आपसे. Yes, sure.
Okay. What does Islamic theology say about blasphemy?
देखिए इसमें तो एक चीज़ मैं आपको बताऊँ कि ये तो सिर्फ इस्लाम का नहीं होगा ना वो हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम का भी है और हज़रत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम का भी है और हज़रत मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम का भी है तमाम पैगम्बरों का है ना कि ताज़ीम तकरीम जब इस तरह की आज़ादी हो तो हर चीज़ के हर मज़हब के कोई मुक़द्दसात होते हैं ना उसके लिए कुछ ना कुछ तो उसकी सज़ा होनी चाहिए ताकि वो जो है ना वो तौहीन और बेअदबी का वो किसी के लिए वो रास्ता न खुले वो चाहे ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम भी मुक़द्दस हस्ती हज़रत मरियम अलैहिस्सलाम भी मुक़द्दस हस्ती हज़रत मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम भी मुक़द्दस हस्ती तो जैसे मुल्कों के अंदर कुछ हुदूद होती है ना कि वहाँ उसको अपने पलांग और उसको अपने क्रॉस नहीं करना तो इस वजह से ये चीज़ें हैं अगर इसके अंदर हो तो दोनों डायलॉग के साथ हो तो मसीही भी इस बात पे कायल होंगे कि ये चीज़ नहीं होनी चाहिए हाँ
If someone is falsely accused or misused of blasphemy, they shouldn't go to prison?
गलत है
No,
तो गलत है
that is wrong, that is false.
How about the accuser?
और आपके ख्याल में जो बंदा झूठा इल्ज़ाम लगाता है जो गलत कर रहा है मिसयूज़ करता है उसके बारे में आप क्या कहते हैं?
उसके लिए भी उतनी सज़ा है
What should the punishment be?
जैसे उसको मौत है ना
Death.
देखिए बंदा आंखें खोल के चले ना फिर
जी जी
किसी पर इल्ज़ाम लगा रहे तो क्यों लगा रहे
बिल्कुल
और ये वजह मैं आपको बताऊँ कि चूँकि ये नहीं है इसलिए जिसका मुंह में जो आता है वो बोल देता है इल्ज़ाम लगा देता है आपके बारे में मेरे बारे में उसके बारे में इल्ज़ाम लगा देता है और चूँकि पूरी तहकीकात नहीं होती उधर से उस बेचारे के लिए मुसीबत बन जाती है वो फिर मुँह दिखाने का काबिल नहीं होता ये आराम से ज़िंदगी गुजारा तो इल्ज़ाम लगा के वापस आ गया कुछ भी नहीं होता उसकी सज़ा ही नहीं है इसके से हालांकि है सज़ा
Would you say that there is a misuse of blasphemy laws in the Pakistani society today?
Misuse?
Yeah. कह रहे कि आपके ख्याल में बहुत मिसयूज़ है इसका It's a lot misuse.
But it's very dangerous to speak about reformation of the blasphemy laws in the Pakistani society.
हाँ नहीं उसकी वजह यही बन गई है ना कि चूँकि जब इस तरह करते हैं ना तो बुनियादी तौर पर यही है किसी को टारगेट बनाना फिर यही कर देते और अगर ये देखें हज़रत अगर ये मालूम कर दिया जाए ना कि यही तक़द्दुस सबके लिए है मेरे ख्याल में कोई इनकार इसके साथ नहीं करेगा लेकिन उसको उस तरीके से उसको कर दिया जाता है और वो जो जुनूनी लोग होते हैं ना जुनूनी जिसे अपना मफाद लेते हैं देखें हज़रत मैं आपको एक और चीज़ बता दूँ एक है कि हम ये सज़ा न हो दूसरी बात है कि हम अपने आवाम को तो ये समझाना कि ये मुक़द्दस हस्ती इनके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहना चाहिए तो जिस तरह जब कुछ लोग ना बेहुदा बोलना शुरू कर देते हैं फिर उनके नज़दीक कोई लिहाज नहीं होता तो मुझे बहुत आज़ादी लेकिन आपको बहुत आज़ादी लेकिन आपको मेरे चेहरे पर मारने की आज़ादी तो नहीं है ना
बिल्कुल
Thank you very much. Shukriya. Thank you very much for taking time to meet with us and answering.
सिर्फ पानी पिलाया मैंने कहा यार कोई है
नहीं that's उन्होंने खाना खाया हुआ है तो and like when you say goodbye you can say hey, Allah Hafiz.
It was a very interesting and in many ways challenging meeting. The Imam was clear that the penalty for blasphemy is death. At the same time, he seemed sincerely sorry for the extensive abuse of the blasphemy law here in Pakistan. Sajid will take me to meet a man who really has suffered from such abuse. He spent more than 7 years in Pakistani prison because of false accusations of blasphemy. In the end, he was acquitted by the court, but must now live in hiding, fearing attacks by extremists.
We are close to the area now where the victim is living, so it's best to close the camera now because it's dangerous to film or to use the camera. But when we will be inside the house, there we can use the camera.
Hello.
He is Yunus. कह रहे हैं कि स्लीप बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है तेनों.
But yours is nicer. Would you mind telling me what happened 7 years ago when you had the blasphemy accusation?
मुखालफत की वजह तो होया सी लोग मुखालफत रखते सन जेरे ते उन्हां लोगों ने एक प्रोपोगंडा कीता ते एक मेले ते कोई सवाल जवाब होए सन ते उन्होंने उन्हों गलत नज़रिया बना के यानी कि मज़हब वाली साइड ते ले आंदे हालांकि उस तरफ बजुर्गों ते गलबात हुई सी मज़हब की उहदे च कोई गलबात नहीं सी उन्होंने लोगों ने पहलों ये कहा कि पाक मकामात की बेहरमती की यानी दरबारां ते उस तो बाद उन्होंने कहा जी ये कहता है कि मैं पंज तन पाक का मुनकर हाँ तो मैं पंज तन पाक नूं नहीं मानता वो मुसलमानों मैनूं मारो ये भी पॉइंट नहीं सी उन्हों का लगता फिर उन्होंने कहा जी इन्हें नबी पाक नूं गालां कढ मेरे वास्ते बड़ा मुश्किल टाइम सी लेकिन खुदा मैनू तसल्ली देंदा रहा ये मैनू खाने दे विच शीशा पीस के देंदे रहे ने तशद्दद करते रहे ने 2 बारी मैनू जहर भी दिता गया लेकिन उहदे नाल ये होया कि 4 साल मेरा पेट खराब रहा है खुदा ने जहर दा मेरे ते असर नहीं होने दिता इस वजह तो बाद च अटैक होया सी हार्ट अटैक होया सी मैनू.
Sounds very, very difficult. But you are now acquitted.
जी मसला है कि मौलवियां दी तंजीम कोई भी है तो किसी टाइम भी उन्होंने पता लगेगा तो मेरे पे अटैक कर सकते हैं.
So you have to live in hiding here in this.
जी
area.
लोग कह रहा है.
Yes.
How has this changed your life?
अता कि मेरा घर बार टूट गया बर्बाद हो गया बच्चे दार-बदार हो गए ने मेरा अपना घर से सारा कुछ अपना सी अच्छी ज़िंदगी बसर हो रही सी इस वाक़े ने सारा कुछ मिलिया मेट कर देता.
It's not fair that these things happen. My stay in Pakistan is coming to an end. The meeting of individuals who have been affected by extremism has made a strong impression on me. At the same time, it has been encouraging to meet Sajid and his colleagues and see their courageous efforts to help the victims and to fight for freedom of belief for all.
I wish and my dream and all my efforts are that we need a pluralistic Pakistan, a just and peaceful Pakistan. I love my country and everyone should have equal rights and right of freedom and religion or belief. But it's a very long-term process to change the mindset of people and it will take time because the change in mindset comes after a long struggle. It's not overnight.
Yes, okay. Renee, what is wrong in this one?
This is open.
What is this?
A little.
The fire alarm.
The fire alarm is broken.
Broken, right.
My daughters, both Renee and Pansy, they want to follow my footsteps and they want to continue my passion as HFO mission. They want to continue that, and that's a big positive, hopeful sign for me. And when my daughter was asked in the school that
what your father does? And her answer was that he saves people, and that was a big reward for me.